and happy Friday. Welcome to my How to Get Away with Murder live chat. When you get to the room, let me know, say hello so I can give you a shout out. I have a lot to talk about regarding this episode, and we only have 2 episodes left in this half season, so that is totally crazy. Wow, especially the ending of this episode was just really traumatic. Oh, gosh, that was really awful. I kind of felt like it was going to happen as we were leading up to his dad being pardoned and everything, and he was writing the letter, and I was like, I wanted to tell you guys, but you guys weren't here to tell, but I was going to be like, he's going to die. Now, I didn't know for sure that he was going to be murdered because that's pretty much what happened, but I felt like he was going to be, like maybe have a heart attack or something like that, but he was murdered, and that situation is so terrible. I'm going to give people a shout out who are in the room. Blake, Adam, Larissa, Ralph, Ken, Moon, Glade, Christian, and Food is my friend. Thank you so much for being here today. That was just so sad, and you know, I feel like the governor is behind this, and of course Annalise is going to go after her, and then Annalise gave up her other job to work with the governor, and all of it just made me very, very mad. Hello, Curie Q, and Ralph has said that he said it before that Nate's dad, I can't remember if he said he would be murdered or died or whatever, but you were on the right track there. Hi, Whitney, thank you so much for being here. So so many different bombshells in this episode. One of the things is that Frank is well aware of who Gabriel is, and now Laurel knows who Gabriel is. So who is Gabriel? Because we know he is not Bonnie's son, and from what I gathered with the scenes with Bonnie and her sister, actually, we were having a storm here, and I have DirecTV, and it kept cutting out. Her baby is dead, correct? That's what I was gathering, but I couldn't rewind it because even the part I missed was like garbled or whatever because of the storm. Right, so Ralph is confirming that was worse. Bonnie's sister killed the baby. The part that I got to was like, and I buried the baby, or she buried the baby, and I was like, what? I was like, what did I just miss? Are they saying that Bonnie's sister killed the baby? So yes, absolutely. So that clears up a huge mystery because I was always wondering if Gabriel was not Bonnie's son, who in the show was her son. There were people theorizing that it was like Connor or somebody we'd met before, but it's not going to be anybody. We don't have to worry about that anymore. But what's going to happen now? Because, you know, I thought like when she called her sister in for having the gun, I was like, you go, like that's right. But then Frank was like, you're going to feel worse if you do this. But I was kind of like, you do that, you know, because her sister's a terrible person. I don't know. Her sister's insane. Drug addict, everything else. I don't know. That woman makes me really mad. She should not have like a child in her care, you know? So yes, a lot of, so here, let's talk about Gabriel. I got a comment. Aria is saying she thinks Gabriel is Sam's kid. Someone commented on my channel earlier today. I don't know if that was you. Same theory though. That's something we've kind of talked about before. Is Sam involved? I brought this up last week. A lot of people were like, no, I don't think so. I think that's a stretch. But you know, they've kept Sam alive in the show for years now. The other thing is, what is the Wes thing? And Ralph is bringing up your Wes theory. What, you know, it seems like he's just overly interested in Wes. You know, he knows all about him. And Laurel even caught him and like, oh, you're asking about my baby's daddy, and now you're like, oh, I know, you know, I know what happened to Wes, and it's just creepy. Now, it does seem like Gabriel is not a good person. We definitely played around with the idea that Gabriel was like an undercover FBI agent, that Gabriel was a friend or family member of Wes. It's looking like he's a bad person, but I don't know. All right, let's go back to some comments now. Luke says, the promo for next week, Frank said the info for the kid will destroy Annalise. Or I thought he said that this guy, Gabriel, I took it as he was trying to destroy Annalise. Isn't that what was said, or was it that whoever he is will destroy Annalise? So Adam says it would make sense that Frank would know about it. Hi, Ingrid. Thank you so much for being here. Ralph's theory, thank you for mentioning this once again, is a switched identity theory with the real. It's very complicated. You might want to stay. I remember it, though, but like Wes, Gabriel is really Wes Gibbons, okay, according to Ralph's theory. And the person who died was Gabriel. And they switched identities, and I can't remember exactly what your theory was on why they switched identities. But, again, he's definitely seemed very, very, very interested in Wes. And there's also, as Ken is bringing up, the option that this is another ploy from Laurel's family. Now, that one I don't enjoy, but we've talked about it before. I'm very, very tired of Laurel's family having such a huge focus in the show. I really thought we put a lot of that to rest last season. But is he some sort of spy or whatever for Laurel's family? If so, I definitely think he'll be the person to try to steal Christopher on behalf of Laurel's family and the person who gets murdered, okay? Skylar says in the promo, Gabriel is looking at Michaela's profile. Yes, we see him staring at photos of her or whatever online, and saying he must be investigating the Keating for including Wes. So, right, so maybe he's just investigating all of them or trying to find ways to expose them for their different crimes for whatever reason. In the promo, it definitely said we're going to have tons and tons of twists. I think that's next week, and I think we can expect that next week. And then, of course, for the finale, Jordan says you think that Annalise was working for that man at Kaplan Gold killed Nate's dad. Now that is interesting. I like this. I like this. So it definitely seems like the governor was behind the murder of Nate's dad, but we know that the guy that she is working for currently, or was working for, not a good person. Now, did he find out she was leaving because before she told him or something? So he had Nate's dad killed. And knew that she would blame the governor. I really like that. That's really good thinking. So, Ralph says you do realize the governor had Nate's dad killed. That's exactly how I took it. Absolutely. And then Annalise is saying in the promo that she got played. That's how I took it. But that is hardcore. Like, who does that? That is all kinds of wrong. Now, Alex is wondering if the Kaplan and Gold man was the man behind this killing. Did Tegan also know? So, I don't know. But also we have to think about the scene that comes from the finale where Annalise is breaking down. Now, why is she breaking down? If Gabriel is our victim, she's not going to care about that. We've already had this death of Nate's dad. So what is up with the breakdown that we see? Because we know it's not over Nate's dad. We know it's not over Gabriel, or I still don't trust Bonnie's boyfriend. He was still giving me vibes of non-trust. Okay, let me get back to the coupons. What am I saying? Coupons. Comments. I'm losing it. Moonglade says, you feel like if Gabe was related to Laurel's family, Laurel would have reacted differently. I don't think he's related. I think he's paid. If that's the connection, I think her dad has hired this man to go in. Maybe I don't know what the game plan is here, but you know, her dad really wanted custody of Christopher. So perhaps that's part of it. And maybe just to get a lot of dirt on all of them so that they can, you know how he tried so hard to prove that Laurel was an unfit mother. Maybe we're back on that train again. Like, I hope not. We spent so much time on that. If we've devoted basically another half season to Laurel's family, because that's what it would boil down to if that's what Gabriel's connection was, that's really going to bother me. Alex says Tegan was the one who was adamant that Annalise couldn't leave. Then Nate Sr. dies. She also knew about the offer. Now, are you saying, because I know I've missed some people's comments, please just comment again. Are you saying Tegan is behind this death, or she's in cahoots with the Kaplan Gold man? I can't think of his name right now. Ralph says he is the teen actor from the 80s, Timothy Hutton. That's a lot. One thing I have not seen, although I caught up on horror movies, teen movies from the 80s have me totally lost. But if we talk about the 90s, I definitely know about those. But all the iconic things, I was just, you know, not here or too young to see them, even though I watch horror movies. So literally that makes no sense. Mia says, hi, thank you so much for being here. It seems to me like Gabriel is trying to get closer with Laurel because he probably knows her family is behind the death of Wes. This could all make sense. If he is related to Wes, he may be. So that to me would be a better connection than hired by Laurel's family. Related to, switched identity, best friend of, something along those lines, to me is the best scenario. Someone hired by Laurel's family, really bad scenario. What's the other scenario for him? What is our other options? What other options do we have for Gabriel? But to me, I feel like they've really tried to drive, but not in an over-obvious way, but they've tried to drive the interest of him. You know, first of all, he has questions about Wes. They showed him looking at his picture, looking at the story. Then he asks questions like he doesn't know who the guy is. Then he's talking like he does know who he is, you know. Arya says, you think it's Tegan who dies at the wedding. Her and Annalise seem to keep getting closer. In the next episode, they seem to work together. If so, then we know she did something really terrible because, ooh, I just had a thought. So we know that Bonnie, whoever this person is in the snow, Bonnie is like so mad at. This is not my choice and not what, I'm sorry, there's like a weird hair on my, there we go, I moved it. This is not my choice, but could it be her sister, which is so lame? And oh my God, if they have her sister trying to steal Laurel's baby, I think I will die because basically she's already done that. Like what, was she going to steal him and kill him too? I don't know. Sho is also thinking that Gabriel is Wes along with Ralph. But I mean, come on, you have to think about the way that Bonnie is looking at that person in the snow. Is she going to look that way at Gabriel? Like, what's Gabriel done to her? Unless Gabriel has done something to her. Unless he is connected to her somehow. I mean, but, you know, I agree with Luke that Bonnie is weirdly different. And that is what made me come up with the, you know, the twin theory. That was, you know, her twin and everything. And it wasn't really Bonnie. But we know that Bonnie's sister is not her twin. They don't really look alike. So... But I keep thinking about the way she was looking at this person who, obviously, we have 2 episodes. Something crazy could go down, and the person could be someone we don't even think of. Or it could be Ronald, because I don't trust him. You know, who would she look at with that? She would look at her sister that way. She could possibly look at Ronald that way because she's finally found someone she really cares about. She trusts this man. You know she trusts this man. She has opened him up to what is going on with her family, and she told him about her dad. You know, that would give her the, you know, if he did something insane, she's going to look at him that way, okay? So Ralph says, let's get real here. If Laurel didn't get creeped out by Gabriel, she would probably end up sleeping with him. This is Laurel's usual thing with guys. I definitely thought that she would hook up with him, but now you know she knows what's going on with him, so she won't. But have we seen Ronald at the wedding? I have not seen him at the wedding. Even if we have seen him at the wedding, doesn't mean later on he's killed or whatever. Again, I don't care about him being killed. If it's honestly the worst possible victim for me is Bonnie's sister. We just met her. Even though she's been talked about, we just met her like, you know, basically last week. And especially if they try to make it like she's a baby thief again, which is just like, I know she's got some issues, but that is real bad. And that's going to really bother me and make me think bad thoughts about how to get away with murder again, you know? This week, we were not shown a surviving person from the wedding scene. Hi, Jay. Thank you so much for being here. Okay. Apparently, that part got messed up in the storm. So Ronald's at the wedding. Was this at the very beginning of the episode? Because that part was messed up a tiny bit. Like, I was a little bit late into it because of wind and storms. If he was at the beginning, I know the beginning of the episode, they were at the wedding. I don't think it's him. I feel like he is not in my top 3 of, I don't like him. I don't trust him. I think we could continue with his shadiness on into next half season. We don't have to kill him, you know, with the engagement ring. Yeah, I missed that. So, okay. Wow. That seems weird. I also thought it was weird. He told her, I know, I feel like she just kind of started hooking up with him. It's been like a couple of weeks, right? And all of a sudden he's like, I love you. That was last week. Now he's proposing. I don't know. But I know there's a lot of people who do think he's a good person. He's moving very fast. I don't know. Maybe, you know, he's found his dream woman. I don't know. Okay, I need to get back to the comments. My top 3. Okay, so Ben is asking who are my top 3 guesses for the victim. Now, it doesn't necessarily mean that's what I want, but I'm thinking Bonnie's sister is up there. I still am going to put Ronald in there, I guess. Did I just say he wasn't in my top 3? I mean, I don't want him to be. I don't want either one of those people. But Gabriel, Ronald, and Bonnie's sister now. And I will put Nate at 4. But I'm thinking now that Nate had this catastrophe, like I changed my mind on Nate after this dad death. I really think that's not happening because they're not going to kill his dad and kill him. I don't see that happening. Yes, so we actually had an interesting moment in this episode that wasn't related to people being murdered or people being shady or anything, which was kind of like, how to say, almost like a PSA. It was like a heartwarming moment where Oliver talks about HIV again. Not again, but I mean, you know, we haven't addressed that in a while. And he talked to his mom, came out to his mom about HIV, which was like a nice moment to have that included in the show, where there's, you know, in a show that's primarily about murders and terrible people and such. Skylar says Ronald tells Bonnie to come outside to apparently give her the ring, but why couldn't he just go inside and be with her as her boyfriend, you know? I don't trust him. If he is the victim, something major is going to have to go down next week or the next, because if she's looking at him that way in the snow, then he's got ties to really bad people. I still kind of feel like he's connected to the DA. Does anyone else feel like that? Like the old Denver. I still think they're in cahoots, even though that man's dead. I feel like he's new Denver or something. We know how shady that man was. Original Larissa says probably won't happen, but what if Sylvia or Charles Mahoney show up at the wedding after finding out that Christopher is Wes's son, which means he's Charles's grandson? Now, I'm kind of tired of the Mahoney storyline. I would very much hope we don't go back to that. Wes is dead, so we think. As far as we know that some version of Wes is dead. I'm not saying that is out of question, but some of these storylines just need to go. That storyline, Laurel's parent storyline, but again, we're going to have to come back to her mother, who we know is dead. We have not addressed the fact that she killed her mother. We're going to have to come back to that. I don't know if that reveal is going to happen in this finale or they're going to save it for next half season, but we're going to have to come back to that. So Ralph likes Connor and Oliver's moms. They're actually nice and pretty cool. Going to go to the party like all the cool moms. Yeah, and I think, you know, after Oliver's mom kind of settled down a little bit, she definitely seemed better. Luke is asking what if Annalise's breakdown is not over the death. We have definitely talked about that before, that it could totally be about something unrelated. Oh my goodness, my phone was ringing. I need to put that on silent. Okay, sorry. I could see that happening, absolutely, being two separate things. In fact, I kind of feel like it is two separate things, but we just don't know yet. Okay, Billy is asking, why do we think Michaela is so obsessed with Tegan? So, we've been speculating that there's something, like, romantic going on there, and then the show, like, with Laurel kind of addressed it, and they were, in the show this week was like, Laurel was basically saying she's changing her preference to women or something. But where are we going with that? I don't think that's where we're going. What is the game plan? I mean, on the surface, it's just because Tegan has kind of pushed her to the side. She's not giving her the credit that she thinks she deserves, and she wants to be acknowledged by Tegan. I guess she used to acknowledge her and think she was, like, amazing until all the stuff went down with Simon. So I don't know if there's more to it than that, if they're going to make more out of it than that. I don't know. Why was Connor calling his dad? Was there something deeper with that? Or is that for a good purpose? Another question. Alex says it's unrelated to the death, but we don't even know that someone dies. They keep asking who dies. It could be no one. I think that they're going to keep their word on that. I don't think they're just playing around. And I do think someone will die. I really don't think, you know, it's that kind of show where they're just straight up lying, because I would consider that a straight up lie. I mean, even if someone like passed out and had a heart attack and died, to me, that doesn't constitute all the buildup. Like, we're thinking murder, and I would just think that would be a lame cop out if someone just, like, you know, died of natural causes or something. And Jordan says in real life, they said Annalise's father in the show died. That's something we've discussed before as well. The actor who plays Annalise's father is dead. They died this year recently. They devoted, maybe last week or the week before's episode in memory of him. I feel like, gosh, I hope that's not it, because it seems like they really tried to, we all know that this man is dead in real life, and to promote it that way and let us know she's having some kind of breakdown and build it up that way, almost to me is insensitive to try to make us think it's one thing. And we, you know, I don't think it's wrong to say her dad dies in the show and everything, but to make us think that that's breakdown is because of something traumatic or murder or something, and then it's about a person who we know has died. They've addressed it at the end of the show. Kat Harlem said there's nothing romantic about Michaela Tegan. I agree with you. Michaela's looking for a mother figure and approval. I think that's a great way to put it. I absolutely think you've nailed it there. I don't really think there is something, I don't think there's an ulterior motive there. I don't think her trying to get close to her is because she thinks she's shady or because she thinks she's a murderer or anything like that. Okay, Larissa's asking about Oliver's dad. I don't remember anything about him. Does anybody know what has been said about him? Skylar says, how do I feel about addressing more of Michaela's development? I'm with that. I'm good with that. Like, I don't feel like we know much about her. I think, like, she was adopted, if I'm right about that, right? Wasn't her parents were a little bit strange, her mom? And then also there has been a lot of talk in the past about Michaela becoming Annalise one day, that she's kind of following in that path where she's kind of going to be like on her own and like a boss woman, but not have like a family and not have a lot of other things because she's so focused on work. Mia says they really focus on Nate and his father a lot so far this season. It seems like they are finally ending his storyline, killing off both characters. Still shocked by Nate's father. Did the cops kill him? I take it that someone was paid or given some kind of special something, like I'd say who killed him was a fellow inmate, but it was a setup by the governor. That is how I'm taking it. That's how it looked in the promos. But they will pass it off on like some lame inmate or something. Like what I'm saying is the governor is not going to calm herself and murder this man. And it's probably like he was beat up or he was pushed down. He hit his head in just the right way or whatever to cause a life-ending injury. AMZ or AMS says, so if it isn't Bonnie's son, isn't it clear that Gabe is Annalise's son? Because in the finale of last season, he says her son is here. Okay, now that is true. Now, will they follow up with that? If you remember that, that was kind of our teaser episode into this season when Frank said to someone on the phone who we still don't know who he has been talking to. He did say that, right? Isn't that correct? He did say her son is here. And that's kind of something good to remember. So, whose son is it? Now, I have some issues with Annalise having this mystery son because we have flashbacks of her, and I've said this 400 times, flashbacks of her in the hospital with her stillborn baby. So, did someone lie to her? Did the hospital staff? Was everyone in on it? Was Sam in on it? They all lied and said, you know, your baby was born stillborn. She had a live baby and someone stole it? That's insanity. Is that what happened? Yeen is asking, what do I think about Bonnie killing Oliver's mom? What would the motive be there? I mean, whoa, that would be super hardcore. XXX says, you think we should learn more about Mahoney's because Sylvia says to Annalise in 315 that she has been wrong about so much. So what if Mahoney's didn't kill Annalise's baby? Well, I mean, if we're trying to connect Gabriel to Annalise and this and that, I don't know. I mean, to me, I just want to move on past the Mahoney's because that is like a huge connection to Wes, and Wes is gone. But are we digging up stuff with Wes again? I kind of wish we'd move away from some stuff. Whitney's thinking Gabriel is Laurel's brother, so interesting. Here's something very strange downstairs. It sounded like someone was like basically breaking into my place here. I think it's just my cat. That was scary. Anyway, I think we're good. I think my cat broke in. Okay. So Yeen says that it wasn't said that he is her son or her son is here. It said what was said by Frank is he's here. I don't remember the exact wording on that. If he just said he's here, then, well, you know, Gabriel could be pretty much anybody. If someone, you know, remembers it differently or if we're wrong here, let me know. But he's here, well, you know. Jordan says Connor's dad told Oliver that you guys aren't good enough for each other. And in season 5, episode 5, when Annalise called Gabriel, when the number popped up on his phone, it said her. And when the Mahoney's, I'm a little bit lost there. I think I'm reading that wrong. Let me know what I've missed with that because I don't really understand. Ralph said, if we didn't see Bonnie's sister bury or implied burying the baby is alive. This is TV, no body, no death. Okay. So everyone remembers, I'm going to talk about that. Everyone remembers Frank saying something differently. Alex remembers her son. Luke remembers the kids here. I mean, I feel like I need to go back and watch that episode to be able to accurately theorize about that. Larissa says, Frank said, did you just Google this? Frank said the good times didn't last long. Her kid's here. Because now I'm concerned. I wanted to talk about Ralph's comment about Bonnie's baby. So can we come back around to the fact that Gabriel is Bonnie's kid after all? Is that where we're going to go with that? You know, is it a lot? Maybe, okay, maybe her sister thought she killed the baby. Somebody asked, was the baby buried alive? And I don't know. So, maybe she buried this kid, I don't know, and like Bonnie's dad dug him up and then gave him to somebody. I don't know. This is getting really insane, really crazy. Yeah, I mean, you know, it's very hard to remember what Frank said last season. My goodness, especially word for word. So if he said her son, I mean, her kid's here, well, whose kid is he? Because now, you know, that kind of narrows it down. And again, either scenario is a bit weird, but maybe they have a better way of explaining it than what I'm thinking. But if it's Annalise's baby, I mean, okay. Only other thing I can think of is if she had twins, but didn't know she was supposed to be having twins, and someone carted off the live baby. Yeah, so Gabriel did seem pretty interested in Bonnie this season, but we all thought that was a red herring. Wow, this is so much. This is so crazy. Larissa says the baby Annalise had that died was 10 to 12 years ago in the show's timeline. Okay, thank you. I knew there were more reasons why that couldn't be her kid. If we go by that, then, you know, Gabriel is way too old to be her son. Unless she had a baby that she doesn't remember having, or that she's lying about, or just not talking about, that she had a baby, you know, unless Annalise had a baby all these years ago, gave it up for adoption, and has never told anyone as far as we know in the show, and that's all that is. That what happened? I don't know. Ralph says Bonnie's sister buried the baby behind a house. She didn't say she killed him. Possibly the people in the house found him and raised him. Okay, so if she's real nuts if she buried the baby. Any of those situations are wrong, but burying a baby alive, was that what happened? I don't know. Someone heard the baby crying, dug him up. Okay, you know, now here's the thing. Gabriel may believe, if he is her son, that Bonnie was the one who did this. Who knows what he's been told. He may think that. I still don't see him being the victim if he's Bonnie's son, because why would she want to kill him? You know, why would she, especially if she seemed like she really wanted to meet her son. She seemed like very hopeful that he was alive, and she wanted to meet him and everything, and she was very crushed to know he was dead. Whew, Lord have mercy. I am just like, this is crazy trying to think of all this. Lovely says Gabriel's not anyone's baby. Why is he snooping around if he is? Well, if Frank is saying that he is someone's kid, then he is someone's kid. Her kid. Who is his mom then? Her kid is here. Her kid's here. He is someone's baby based on that line. XXX says Gabriel is definitely Wes's brother or somehow related to him. All right. Lovely says the real question is, who was Connor fighting? We have not gotten any hints about that. I feel like that fight's going to happen next week, but maybe not. I get this question a lot about Eve. Skylar's asking if I think Eve will come back. About once every live chat, someone asks about that. No, I don't think so. But again, I think some things in the past on this show just need to be left in the past. I have no problem with her character, but I don't feel like it. Yeen found it on Netflix. Thank you. It was The Kids Here. Looks like the good times didn't last long. The kids here. The kids here. So, not her kids here. I really appreciate you going back to watch that. Eve was played by Famke Janssen, who is like an X-Men and I'm sure lots of other things. And she was kind of like, I think, Annalise's girlfriend maybe in college or a little after that. But I don't know where she went. I can't remember why she left. Ralph says, remember, the sister was a drug addict during all of this. Bonnie's sister perspective could be twisted and cloudy. During the episode, her story changed 3 times. All stories believable. Right. So I think it's highly likely that this person is still alive. Is it Gabriel? I did enjoy that episode. Yeah, I thought it was really good. I thought it was very sad. I thought killing off Nate's dad after so much hope and the hope that he was going to go live with Nate, I thought that was really heartbreaking, extremely heartbreaking. Very, very sad. Yeah. Triple X thinks Connor got into a fight with his dad. Interesting. Skylar says Connor was fighting Gabriel for some reason. Maybe Laurel couldn't keep Frank's secret about Gabriel, and somehow it led to chaos and Connor fighting Gabriel. So whoever Gabriel is, he's a bad person, or somewhat bad person, or connected to something bad. But here's the thing. If he's connected to Wes, I don't think Laurel, let's think about this. I don't think Laurel would have the same reaction as she did. She seemed kind of disgusted with everything. I think if he was Wes's brother or something like that, she would be like wanting to get to know him more or whatever, because she doesn't have much left of Wes besides her baby. So whoever he is someone that's like, it's annoying to Frank and to Laurel. Mia says, you definitely thought this episode was much better than the last. I did. I thought the last was a little bit slow last week. But there was just a high emphasis on Nate's dad and then some powerful moments dealing with that last week. But I just thought this one was way better. Okay, so there's still a lot of debate about what Frank said. I know that Yeen says that, they like just watched it on Netflix, like while we were in this chat. I would, I don't know. It's hard. I wish I could play it for you guys because I don't remember it. So I don't know. There's a lot of debate on here. Am says, what's going to happen to the prize that Annalise promised her students now since she left that job? Wow, I hadn't even thought about that. I don't know. Oh, wow. Lots of debate about what Frank said. Man, it's an important line because if he did say her, but we've got someone in the room said they just watched it on Netflix. Just watched it, right? During this chat. Jordan says if you go back and you see when Annalise had to try and find Frank, she got a text and that man said, XOXO, you miss me. So she could have had a baby by someone else. Oh, wow. That was way back, that scene. That's possible. She had a baby, gave it up for adoption, and the baby is coming back in the form of Gabriel. And if so, he's like angry because she gave him away. So Jay says the actress who played Eve went on as a character in the Blacklist spinoff, but then that spinoff was canceled. So I guess if Famke is out of work, aka Eve, maybe she needs to come back to How to Get Away with Murder. She hasn't even been like referenced or anything. So we got someone else, Ams, says just watched it on Netflix and the subtitles are saying her and not the or the. Are you is this like a translation from another, like from English to another language? Woo, goodness gracious. Oh my God, like I want to watch it right now, but I don't have like my, I have this computer obviously, but I don't have my I don't have anything handy. It would take me forever to look that up, Everybody's going to go see what Frank said. Yeah, I'll watch it. I'll totally watch it. Because I feel bad because it's like, people are going to watch it right now in this chat, and there's people saying they heard different things. I also think if possibly, the reason there's this debate here is that maybe if you're, maybe the subtitles are wrong. If that's what people are basing it over. I don't know. Whew, gosh, guys. I don't know. Yeah, I think we're done with Eve. I think we've had enough. But well, yeah, English subtitles. I get that. But you know what? I've seen closed captioning before, and it's not always word for word. Like, sometimes it's just accidentally on, and it's not the exact words. Okay, everyone's hearing her. So that's important. So Gabriel, if that's what it says, well, let's just pretend like it does say that for the sake of this live chat. Then he's somebody's son that we know. So whose son could he be? Annalise? Bonnie? Right now, I'm feeling like he's Bonnie's son because they've just told us now that he died. They tried to make his Bonnie's son. Then they came around and they're like, he's not Bonnie's son because Bonnie's son is dead. But like we talked about, I can't believe we're still debating this. This is hilarious. It is like Laurel and Yanny. Laurel and Yanny. When I say Laurel and Yanny, are you guys hearing Laurel and Yanny? And that's a dumb question. I think you have to actually hear that thing to hear different things. Oh my goodness, there is a hot debate in here about what Frank said. It's making me laugh. But I don't even know what I was even talking about now. I'm like totally off track. This is very funny. I was trying to debate. Okay, so they made us think that Gabriel was, they kept making us think he was her kid. And then they're like, no, he can't, we think he can't be her kid because her kid was buried and is dead. So maybe the big shock here is that someone found the kid, raised the kid. Somehow he believes Bonnie buried him alive and he's coming to kill her or something. Oh, wow. So I've got Ralph saying it was the kid is here. Oh, man. Thank you. Wow. I'm going to watch it after this. It's not that I disbelieve anyone. It's just funny. You know, sometimes I just want to hear for myself. I don't know if Bonnie would know if the dad was black or white, right? Or if it's even relevant at this point because she's not thinking that Gabriel's her kid. Like, she's thinking her kid is dead. Like, it was really never brought up, like, what, if he was just, like, a white kid or if he was, you know, like, if his dad was black. You know, it just hasn't been relevant. Okay. But again, the sister's insane, and she could be either delusional, remembering the wrong way, or lying. Moonglade says Gabriel isn't Bonnie's son. It's too easy. So whose son is he? Annalise? Are you guys tired? I want to know. I need to know who Gabriel is. I need that to be resolved in the finale. Do we think we're going to have that resolved? I think so, although they've never come out and promised that we're going to find out who Gabriel is. Larissa thinks he could be Hannah Keating's son or Sam's kid. Apparently Tom Verica, I think, who played Sam, is coming back in the second half. So it's possible that might be revealed and explained. And I'm with you. If he's coming back for a few episodes, then, you know, maybe. I think that's a little silly too, but yeah. I kind of don't want him to be Hannah's son. So is he coming back? Why? What's his purpose? He's avenging his uncle's death? Murder? What's his purpose? Oh, hi, Whitney. You think he's Laurel's mom's son. But if that's the case, don't you think Laurel would have a very different reaction? She just seemed kind of annoyed about who he was. I feel like there's no urgency. Like, if Laurel knows who he is, why isn't there, like, I feel like if he was Annalise's son, or maybe they think he's somebody he's not. If he was Annalise's son or Bonnie's son, wouldn't Laurel be, instead of, like, annoyed and, like, don't want to talk to him, be, like, more freaked out? The episode is the finale from season 4. Yeah, we're almost, you know, we'll wrap this up here. I'm going to watch it, you know, just to hear for myself, not to, like, keep debating people, you know. We're just, you know, whatever. I wish I would totally play it in a video, but, like, I would get in trouble, I'm sure. Anyway, so, well, Frank told Laurel who he was, right? That's how I took it. And she's just really annoyed. That's how I took it. I took it that she knew. Triple X says he's Sam's son. He wants to take them down for Sam's murder. Okay, I see that. I don't see him being Hannah's son and avenging the uncle's murder. I see him being Sam's son. Sam's son. Sounds like Samsung. I see him being Sam's son and trying to get back at them for murdering his dad. Yes. Was his dad in his life, though? I don't know. Maybe. Maybe somehow. Skylar says if Gabriel was related to Wes or Laurel's family, then Laurel will be looking for answers. Agree, but she seems to be avoiding Gabriel. Alex says, do I think the showrunners thought people would be more interested in Gabriel? Well, I'm interested in Gabriel. I'm interested to know who he is. Now, it could be underwhelming. After we know who he is, he could be dead by the end of this half season. 1. 2, do we need him around for, like, a lot longer? Probably not. Will he be around in season 6? I think no. But I do want to know who he is. He's just the big mystery of this season. You know, he's like their big catalyst, like their big, you know, he's the big focus for this season. So I'm interested. I think this season's been good, and I think people are interested in knowing who he is. Is it the best mystery they've ever had on here? No, I don't think they can ever top. Honestly, season 1 to me was my favorite. Like, trying to find out who killed that girl. What was her name? Was it Lila? And then also when they killed off Rebecca, that was, like, super shocking. I don't know. Ralph said Annalise's character is 50. If Gabe is her kid, she would had to have had him between 22, 23. and you don't think that lines up with her history that's been shown so far. I mean, it would be weird. It wouldn't be totally out of the ordinary, but it would just mean that she had a kid and never spoke about it within the show. And it's a little bit weird, and it's a little unbelievable, but I guess. And then I still don't get it, like, so he would be coming back because he was angry that she gave him up for adoption, and he's jealous of these other people, or he didn't have a good life, and he sees that she has money or whatever, so he's jealous? Is that what it is? Yeah, there are a lot of mysteries. I like that. Lila and Frank did it, Shocker and Bonnie. Yeah, to me, those are the best moments of the show. The issue that Sam didn't actually kill Lila, and that Bonnie killed Rebecca, that was so savage, and the best parts of the show. And I think that was all in the first season, and that made me fall in love with the show. To me, that stuff was way better than killing off Wes. Killing off Wes didn't even make sense. Like, Laurel's family, dad hired some man. That was so lame. So lame. Moonglade's wondering if Levi will come back. Let's hope not. But season 1 was exceptional. Ralph says, yeah, I'm thinking Gabe is Bonnie's son. I'm thinking, yeah, I know, Sam hired Frank, but still, I thought Frank did it. I'm thinking he thinks Bonnie killed him or tried to kill him. He's been told that. And I'm thinking the sister buried him and some random people found him or something. Or maybe even her messed up dad or something. And then everyone said, hey, yes, Bonnie and Frank actually date IRL. Yes, I forgot about that. But I think, you know, someone said, Bonnie, your mom wanted you dead. It's so terrible, which is not true. But then I still don't see her. Still don't see him. I don't think he's the victim, though, because why would she? I think she would still have compassion for him, and he would have been, he's believing something that's not true. But then at the same time, like, I don't feel like that warrants, like, Laurel's reaction about who he was. I would just be, like, if someone was like, no, he's Bonnie's son, I would be, like, freaked out if I was Laurel. I'd be like, oh, my God, what? I'm so confused. I don't know. I just feel like Laurel is not super, like, amazed by the fact that whoever he is, she's not, like, totally, like, whoa, I can't believe this. Joseph says, what is the deal with Bonnie's son? Well, he's supposed to be dead. Apparently, her sister said he's dead, but we're questioning if either she's lying or she did think she killed him, but she didn't, and people rescued him. Yeah, they do date in real life. Ralph says, notice Oliver took notice of Asher being friendly to the moms at the bachelor party. Yeah. So we know that's coming up probably in the finale. The little moment of, the hilarious moment there. The comedic relief. Yeah, so Gabriel is speaking to someone who he considers a mom, unless that's just code. So I always thought that was like, I still don't know. I still feel like Bonnie's sister raised him or something, and she's told him lies. I still think that could be possible, right? Like, obviously he doesn't live with her anymore because he's on his own here, but he has his own apartment. But I still feel like Bonnie's sister raised him too. I think that's plausible, and she's just saying he's dead, right? And I think she told him, like, you know what, your mom tried to kill you, or your mom didn't want you. That's what I'm starting to think. Larissa wonders if Laurel's brother shows up to the wedding to question her about their mom. You're getting tired of Laurel's family. Well, we have to come back to that. They cannot just leave that up in the air. We have to come back to what happened to that woman. And I'm pretty sure she's been dead for a while. And where is her body? That is the other question. She's probably chopped up at the bottom of some ocean or something. Yeah, so I mean, there's a possibility that Gabriel is not a terrible person, but he's been told a lot of things that aren't true, and therefore has a lot of hate against people that isn't correct. And again, if it's Bonnie's sister that's doing all this craziness, he will realize that, okay, my mom, who I thought is my mom, is actually insane, or who's raised me as my mom is lying to me, you know? Jordan says when Annalise called Gabriel on his phone, it said her when her number popped up. Really? Oh, I think someone said that before, and that must have been, was that in this episode? I don't know how I missed that too. But I'm really intrigued about what's going to happen the rest of this season. It's really, really good. And I really do want to know who Gabriel is. I hope it's not a letdown. I hope it's something along the lines of what we've been thinking, or something better than what we've been thinking. No, I think Laurel's mom's not a very good person, but I forgot why at this point. I still don't know if that means you should murder her. Oh, season 5, episode 5. Okay, thank you so much. But I'm going to let you guys go for now. I hope you guys have a wonderful weekend. And a reminder for those of you who weren't in the chat yesterday, I will not be here next week. I will be out of the country, but that means we won't have a live chat, but I'll definitely be here for the finale, which is, thank goodness. Ralph says Laurel is a straight-up killer. Her mom, you believe she killed her. You'll never waver from this, 100% sure. Don't like Laurel, and having a baby doesn't give her a pass. She's a bad and cunning person. Yeah, I think she killed her mom too, and I think that happened last season. And I do think it'll come like back out. You know, I mean, I think this will become brought to light. We'll have to bring that back up. But anyway, I hope you guys had a great week. I hope you have a awesome weekend, and I will see you in 2 weeks. I probably will not get to watch the episode next week, so if it's amazing or something, please, I'll have to just not go to my comments, because I know how that works. Somebody will say something like, guess what, Annalise killed everyone in this week's episode. I'll be like, oh, sorry, was I spoiling you? You know, I'll just stay away from, after those 2 shows air next week, this one and American Horror Story, I'll just stay away from the comments. But anyway, have a great weekend. It was so fun talking to you guys. Thank you so much for all of the people who were here. Bye, guys.